Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to all the fans, welcome to Every Friday with Eplan Tip Magic begins to raise the standard. So, what is today's topic? Today's topic is another interesting topic. What is that? Is if I'm using a cable, when I place that particular cable, in that you have a lot of conductors. So, in other words, I'm just saying core. So, when I place those conductors in the project, again, if I try to use that cable, it should not allow me to place it. Or when I place that particular cable, the used conductors, so if I check it in the report, is it possible to know that for that particular cable, how many conductors are available in this, how many used conductors are there, and how many free conductors are available? So is those things all possible with help of a cable is what we are going to check. So the most important one is, if I use that conductor, it should not allow me to place a conductor again. Because if it is start allowing me to place it, then for me I'll not get to know that am I doing the drawing correctly or not. Correct? So how do we distinguish all those things? We'll try to understand those lines. And later we'll also see that in the report, is it possible to view all those three things? One is total, other one is unused, and a third one is used one. So here I'm mentioning cores, but in other words is nothing but the conductor what I'm trying to talk with respect to cable. So for that, the first and the foremost thing, you should know how to draw a cable in Eplan. That is nothing but cable definition. So whenever you run into cable definition, you should also be familiar about the cable navigator. So remember in Eplan, if you're not familiar with navigator, then it is very difficult to handle or to work on Eplan. So navigators are very, very important. So when we talk about cable, then we want to know how to open cable navigator, and we also need to understand how it works on the cable definition with those conductors or cores what we are trying to say. Second, in the parts management, how the cable is defined, so that when I drag a cable, how it is going to come in the drawing, right? So those also we'll try to understand. Third, the most important is, can we restrict the used cores? So that's where that important player comes into the one, that is message management. So that's what I was trying to tell you, that this message management is so powerful. Until unless you don't use Eplan, you will not understand the depth and the power of that message management. So today we will try to see that with help of message management, how this can help, how it will restrict us not to use the used conductor in the drawing. So without any delay, we will switch to Eplan. So I took the same sample project. Here we have a lot of cables are available. So first what I do it is, I will try to bring my favorite circuit. Always I try to bring. So here we go. I'm just dragging. Yeah, okay. This didn't have any library, so it is pulling that library. So after that, what I do, I'll say click OK. I'm taking 1 kilowatt of this, and after that I'll say number. So you're getting it. So today we are focusing purely on cable. So I want to draw the cable part of it. So I'll just delete it. So there are different ways to draw the cable. So one is that symbol style. If you put a symbol, then what happens is, so first you will place the symbol of a cable, and then you will add a part. Okay. The other way is the device. So I can go directly to the device option where I can drag the cable with the part number I'm going to get it. So I would suggest that always better to go with this option. Okay. So for that, where you have to go? First you have to click on device. After that you will go to electrical engineering component. In that I can choose cable. So which is the cable I want to have. In general, I prefer to go with lap. So when I select that particular cable, you will get to know at the bottom you have this entire history of it. So it will tell this is a 40 core, this is a 12 core. You can see all these things. 8G means 8 core with earth. So like for example, I have this 5 core 1.51, right? So this is the core. So what I do from here also, I can drag and place it, or wherever you want. As you drag it, you can see the symbol is coming up. So once I click here and if I try to place it, you will see that the cable is automatically placing in this style. Are you able to see it this? So this is how you are getting it, these informations here, the cable part. So let me just pull one more drawing next to that to just to show you. So let me just duplicate. I'll say click OK. Click OK. Okay. I just want to draw the same cable just to show you that how it works. So already I placed some cable. Now I want to see that can I drag the same cable here. So as I said, whenever you're working on cable and if you're not opening navigators, you will not get the real picture what you're trying to do. Go to view. So here what you do, go to cable there. After that I want to know this particular cable exactly where it is there in the navigator. So I will say right click, synchronize selection, control S. So this you should be familiar. Anywhere in the drawing to the navigator, it is always control S, synchronize selection. So the other way, from the navigator to the drawing, if you want to have it, you can say that go to graphic. Hope you remember this. So this is very important for you to navigate through Eplan. So that's why I'm saying when you know the navigator, this also another important thing which should be familiar. So right click, synchronize selection, then it will tell me that see. And do you know what is the difference between them? What is this cube and what is this triangle and why there is only one triangle showing it? So this is a meaning cube means it is a schematic line representation. With respect to part, it is able to sync it. So just to give a small example, now what I do it is, I will just go to that parts and now what I'm doing it is I'm trying to browse, but this is not the right way to do it. But I just want to give you a quick understanding. Sometimes through value set you might be changing it. So for example, I'll take this another core with a what is that function template? It has a colors. So I'll say click here and it will ask me that, and after that I'll say click OK. See, once I change, see, still you can see there is a number is coming up 1, 2, 3, 4. But in this case, it had BU, BN, BK and everything. So when you come across this, what is happening is simultaneously sometimes you had a different cable. Now you are changing the cable type and part number and everything. You are getting these information. When you come across, remember that the part number what you have selected and the conductors what you have it in the drawing, both are not in sync. So how do you do for the entire project? We can do for the entire project. Always remember this is the easiest way to do it. Right click, go to assign the cable connection and say reassign all. Based on the part number, it will automatically sync. Can you see this one here? Automatically that sync will be happening in Eplan. So this is the easiest way to sync all those things. If you don't sync, the problem also arises in the report, because in the report also it will come in this same fashion. So you may not get the report the way you look for that. So remember, this is very important that this should be synced properly. Your part, why it is there is a different. In the drawing you're mentioning one, but in the part you have it as a BU. So that's the difference what is creating it. So reassign wall, what is doing it is it says that we will go as per part. So whatever part number you had it will modify according to the part information. What I was trying to say, when I go to this particular part, in the part function template, you can remember that first one is related to the cable, rest everything related to the conductor. In the conductor, we are already given what color is supposed to come. So it will simply follow these methods. So whatever color you are given and that cross section it is trying to take it. Perfect. So now you understood how it is getting it. Very good. Second thing, now I had one conductor. So now what I do, I'll just drag this. And if I try to place that same cable, so what it will do it is it will try to create it. But you can see that the one which is free, it got used, but others also keep coming. So when you see there is a cube means unnecessary, there is a cable, it is coming up, but it is not matching with my part database. So this is where I was trying to tell you that when you come across such things, the cable should not allow you to go with the free conductors coming like this. So this will give me a wrong result when I am working on that particular case. So how do we rectify this, or how do we come out of this is, that's why I said the combination of parts management with message management will help you to work on this. So let us see that how do we do that. For that, remember that we have to go to the file, settings, project, which project you are working, management, in that message management. So here we will jump and I'm creating a new one so that I can show exactly which property I'm trying to control. So here I'll say new. When I click new means all the messages will not be. So here type of check will become no. Okay. Remember that. So If I say new means everything will be no, later you have to modify whichever you require, you can activate those things. Okay, so here I am interested only on that particular cable. So what I do it is I will just keep that particular one. I'll say yes as cable, and after that what I do it is it's a very simple one. So when I click on the device, we have this is the one which will help us. So what is that? The device with more functions that provide by the associated part. So it should be an error and it should prevent me from doing that. So this is the one which I am trying to activate. If you can remember, this also we did for contactor, if you can remember in my older one. Similarly, I'm just trying to bring for the cable also on the same lines. So when I select this, will this make any difference for me? Okay, let me check. So prevent means it will not allow you to do that. If you can remember in the older videos and all those things, I had said you there are different types of errors are coming up. So now what I do it is I have a cable now. If I try to drag this cable and if I try to place this on these conductors, now you can see that the window is coming and telling me that no, in your part you have only one core is free, not all the core. If I want to draw that, you can draw only one core. That is what he's trying to say. So if I want to draw the cable, you can draw only for one. It can take, but it cannot take for all three of them. This is where you can see it. See, if I drag a cable again here and if I try to draw it, see, it will pop up an error. It is not allowing you to do it. So this is the beauty. So whenever you try to draw any cable, first if you have that part number defined properly, then if you activate in the message management, so this can be restricted and this can be very, very powerful. So please remember in the message management, I just created a new scheme and I went into device, and in the device, I'm controlling this particular one. What is that? I'm getting into device where it is saying that error, preventing error. So as you know, you have a type of checks of 4 types. So I'm saying prevent, it should not allow me to do it. Okay. So once my cable and everything is done and I no more required, then I can change the way I required, whichever I want to have it. So I have a freedom to play with that. Whenever I am working on cable and I feel that, okay, this is very important, so that you should not allow means, this is the way you can restrict not to get the used core coming into the picture. So this is a beauty, and by now you also understood what is the difference between the cube and the triangle. These all are called icons of Navigator. If you are familiar with these icons of Navigator, it will also explain you how it actually each icon refers to. Whenever you get only cube, remember that you are doing something wrong there. Okay, so that you should also get familiar. Hope you got an idea. So how exactly that cable and these things are working. Now we'll quickly see that these representations on the reports, how it works. So hope you got an idea on this. So now I'm going into the tools. I'll go to generate. In the template, what I do it is I want to bring that cable diagram first. I will go to cable diagram. Then I'll use whatever form I require. Let me pull one of the form here. I'll say click OK, and also document type I think I would have created here. This is because of sample. I'll say click OK and I want this to be generated. So I'll say click OK. Now cable diagram is generated, but I'm more interested in cable overview. So now what I do, I will select a cable overview. I will browse here. So I will take one static form. You can see this is a static form. I'm just pulling in. After that, I'll say click OK. Now I'll say selected. I will go and check cable overview. So I'll say click OK. And then I will say right click, generate report. So once you click it, these two reports are all generated here. So one, you can see that here I have a cable overview. You can see that it is telling that what is the cable name, what is the source, what is the target, cable type. This is all conductor means total 5G. Used conductors, you can see that 5 conductors are already used in that. That is the way it will try to explain me. All those things it will try to show me in this fashion. So you can see that all these conductors, the way it is coming. But right now if you see it, you have all conductors and conductors used. You don't have anything free one it is trying to show. But whenever you have any cables here, if you see it, in that whichever is free, see it will be reflecting in this fashion. Okay. So maybe I'll try to show the better one. So if I try to see 36th one, what is the cable it is taking? WG. So this is the WG. what is that, 36 conductor, where 40G. So 40G is of A1 in A1 WG1. Okay, so you can see that this is the way the conductor is coming. These are the four or free conductors. That is what it is trying to explain me. So whenever you have this particular one, so this is the conductor what it was trying to explain me. The same conductor, it is placed in a multiple places. You can see it. See, as I drag it, it becomes a auxiliary function kind of thing. See, that particular cable has been placed in so many places. So placement, you might have seen in that basic training how you can draw the same cable in multiple places, and that information you are getting it in this fashion. So it will show that how many conductors are all shown in this case. So let me just go back to that block diagram, I mean report. So now you see that you are getting it this information. If I want to have a free conductor information, yeah, that is also is possible. All that you have to do it is customize the form. So what you have to do, you have to just go to the form. So go to cable overview. Let me just copy this. This is a static form. You can see. If you have a fixed boxes, this is called static form. If you don't have fixed boxes, then that is a dynamic form. Dynamic form means as the data comes, the box comes. That is the difference. So let me copy this particular form. So I'll say copy. I'll say paste. Let me open and let me add that particular property quickly. So instead of cross section, I will say that free conductors. So here I'll go, I'll try to modify that cable, and in that I will try to see the number of free connections. So I can select it. See, when I browse it on the left side, I'm in the cable and this is the one. So this will slowly you will understand, but the point what I'm trying to say, as you get inside the form, as you start understanding the properties, then it becomes more easy for you. You can see as you go inside, there are a lot many things can be done with help of a Eplan. Depending on your requirement, yes, you may have to work on these lines. So after that, I'll say save. Then I'll go back to the tools and I'll just change the form what I've used. So I will just browse and I will try to take this form and I'll say that please go to this. Now you will see that, see, this one is showing how many free conductors are available and all those things are coming with respect to Eplan on those lines. So whatever is used, whatever is not used, all those free conductors, it will try to reflect me in this fashion. So like this, you will be able to do it with help of a cable. So this is what I was trying to explain you. On the similar lines, you will also see that all this cable and everything is coming in this fashion. Okay. So this is the one which I was trying to explain you. And one more thing I felt like explaining you was on that Gia. Yeah, this one. Right. I'll just jump to this again just to show you that why that is very important for you to know this thing is whenever I change any cable, hope you remember that what I was trying to explain you. So how it will reflect in the report for you to just get a quick understanding on that. So I'll just go back to that 5G 2.5, like for example, oh, in this case also you have color. In this case you have a number. So now what I do it is I'm trying to change that. So see, it is not allowing me to do it. And this is not the perfect cable which I required. So this is the one. So now I'm selecting right click synchronize. You see that this is the cable what you have it. Sorry. It didn't allow me to change, so I'll delete that particular one, then it will allow me to, otherwise I can select in this fashion also. What is the other way you can just go? I'll just jump here, I'll go to device selection, you will have a lot of other cables coming up. I want 4G 1.5, I can see, is it showing? Okay, color I don't want, I want number to come so that I can explain you why that number, how it will reflect. This is the one I required, so that I deleted in that place so that I can get that number easily. So whenever you change, yeah, okay, because of, see, if you use a device selections, you automatically those things are all taken care. But if I try to use this method, when I browse here and if I try to modify this, you see that that doesn't work in that fashion. So where is my 5G? 5G. This is the one. But when I directly use that selection kind of options, it is not allowing me. So it says that there is a mismatch with that part what you are having it. So this is very important for you to, because of that activation, I think that problem also is resolved for you. it is not allowing you for you to get into that part, and it is not making you to happen. So once I say that no, now it will allow for you to do it. So whenever you are there in the cable, I think better to activate that. Okay, now it will allow you for you to change it. So that is another good thing what is happening. So it will not unnecessarily allow that to select the other cable, and you will not have these mismatches happening. So that is restricting you. So but when you have these ones, the difference why I want to show you it is when I select this particular cable diagram, if I say update, you will see the difference here. See, there is a gap. This is coming because of the navigator. In the terminal also it will follow the way the navigator is shown, the same way it will reflect. So if you update this by using this method, what is that? Reassign all. Once it gets set there, all that you have to do, select this and update, automatically report also will get updated on the same lines. So that is the beauty of it. But if you control in the message management, what I found is, first of all, it will not allow you to do that itself. So that is a beauty, but sometimes you should know when to activate and when to deactivate, and you can play. That's why I have just made a separate scheme for that. So this is how you can restrict unnecessary free conductors, all those informations you will be having it in this fashion there. Okay, so hope you got a fair understanding. If you want to restrict the used conductors not to come, this is the best way to get it. First, in the parts management, give the part properly, mention those informations correctly in your parts management. Okay, that's very important. So as you go inside the part, we have one is a properties, the other one is a function template. So here first one is a cable, the others are all related to the conductor. So that you have to give properly there. So that information is where is very important for us to have it. So once that is given, after that you can drag and place it. And if you don't want unused conductors, then go to message management and activate this particular one. So the number is 007, 001 is the one which will take care of these informations there. So hope you got an idea that how to work on these lines, and hope it would have helped you. So that is very important for you. At some places we need to activate, at some places we have to deactivate also. So that's why the schemes are all will be very useful for us to work on those lines. So now you also understood how to get the total conductors, used cores, unused cores. All three can also be explored in the report. It can also show. And if you open a navigator, wherever there is a triangle, those all are unused ones. Cube with triangle is the one. So that we normally call it as a icons of navigator. So that also you should get familiar. So what is that icons of navigators are? So if you go to that by typing F1 help, you can also find out what you call where the cube will be used, where there is a cube with triangle will come. All these things you will understand the relations of all those things. Single line, overview, all these different representations also will be useful. So before I could say goodbye, please like to load more contents. Please comment to get quality output. Please share to reach maximum users. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Vishnuvardhan Reddy. Jai Hind. Have a nice day.